Ladies and gentlemen, even while Bitcoin is threatening to break all-time highs and just seen a 43% monthly candle close to the upside in the month of February, the biggest monthly candle in years, even amongst all of this, there still are warnings to be had about Bitcoin right now through funding rates, through the Fear Greed Index, through the liquidation maps, and through some of the short-term TA measures. Now, obviously, short-term TA has lost a large degree of validity as we've seen this macro bull market take place, but it still is worth looking at because right now I see several warning signs flashing on Bitcoin, and I think it's something you might need to pay attention to. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Guys, before we get into the content today, let's check out a couple of things. First and foremost, the altcoin trading group on Telegram called Wolves of Crypto VIP. It's got a 78.52% win rate over the course of a year and a half of trading signals. If you're interested in making money on altcoins, that's the place you can do it. You're also joining a group chat where you can discuss the market 24/7. Go ahead and check it out. We then also have the BingX and BitGet exchanges, both with my referral links getting a 15% trading fee discount on top of the already very low trading fees. BingX is global exchange and BitGet is a global KYC exchange minus the USA and Canada, so take your pick depending on your location. And then finally, the bull market sale on the Crypto Academy's Become a Trader 10-year course. If you want to learn how to trade, that's the place you can do it. Take advantage of the bull market sale and get into TA today. All right, let's get into the content today. Very important video, big stuff to look at. Guys, Bitcoin has been on an absolute bloody rampage, but I will tell you right now that this rampage could, for the short term at least, be coming to an end. This is a warning sign here. We're seeing many warning signs on Bitcoin. And if the TA is going to work, it should work somewhere around this price region. Now, I say if the TA is going to work for a reason, because it's very clear when we see a monthly candle like this. Look at that monthly candle in February. It's very clear when we see a monthly candle like that, which literally stems from the base to the top 43%. The biggest monthly candle we've seen in years. It's very clear the TA is not really working to the best of its ability. But as I said, if it's going to work now. So this is a warning video almost, right? That's why I'm not clickbaiting you with the title. I'm not clickbaiting you with the thumbnail. This video is quite literally a warning. I'm showing you what's wrong with the charts right now and why we probably should be seeing a pullback soon if the TA is going to work out. Now, first and foremost, it starts with a monthly candle close. The monthly candle close alone on Bitcoin is quite concerning. Although this monthly candle was absolutely exceptionally bullish, and there's no doubt about that whatsoever, we've broken above, two separate major macro resistance zones in this one monthly candle, 49K, 53K, and actually 57.5K. We broke three major macro resistance zones in one singular monthly candle. It's been amazing stuff there. So although we've seen that massively good monthly candle, we have to actually zoom out and look where it closed. Where did this monthly candle close? It closed on top, right, at the same level as the October 2021 monthly candle close. Now, the October 2021 monthly candle was the highest monthly candle close we've ever seen, and we were unable to break it on the monthly candle close of February, meaning we have just actually come up to it, and we're at threat from rejecting from that level and going downwards. Now, do I think it will break upwards eventually? Of course I do, right? Bitcoin, in my opinion, is in a bull market now. The bull market has begun. We're in the Bitcoin dominance phase of the bull market. The next phase will be an altcoin season. This could span months, even maybe a year, or maybe even a year and a half. It really depends on what we're going to see. Are we going to see a conventional 4-year cycle, or are we going to see the top be in somewhere between December 2024 and March 2025, which we discussed a couple of days ago? It really depends. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think the bull market's over yet. But when I see something like this, when I see Bitcoin see an absolutely exceptional monthly candle, but then close on top of the highest monthly candle close we've seen before and threatening to reject, I get a little bit concerned. And you might think, well, how can we go into a red monthly candle after seeing such a bullish monthly candle? Well, we did the exact same thing in October 2021, which is the region where we're discussing right now. We did a absolutely exceptional. In fact, it was about the same length. It was just 1,000 USD shorter. A 41% monthly candle instead of a 43% monthly candle. And the very next candle was a red candle when we started the bear market. So the size of the monthly candle is not necessarily an indicator of what the next monthly candle would do in most cases. And right now, we are at threat of rejection here. Obviously we need to be seeing a monthly candle close above 61.3k, above the highest level we've ever seen a monthly candle close to continue this macro bull market to the upside. Until then, we are in a situation of warning, a situation where you should be on alert for corrections. Now, what other evidence do I have to suggest we could be seeing a correction? There's plenty. We can look at Fear Greed Index, and we can see the Fear Greed Index is at the highest level it's been at since October 2021. And in October 2021, that was the peak of the bull market, okay? So in this entire period here, we have not seen the Fear Greed Index go this high. So we're in extreme greed right now. That's what it's printing right now, 80, extreme greed. It's basically saying that people are extremely greedy, extremely euphoric, people are over-leveraged to the upside, and we should be seeing correction. That's what this generally indicates. The exact same thing is true with the liquidation maps. If we're looking at the 30-day liquidation map on Bitcoin on Binance, because that's the most traded derivatives exchange, we can see that if the price was to drop 20%, okay, we would see $2 billion in long liquidations just on Binance. Whereas if the price was to rise about 10 to 15%, we would only see 500 million or 440 million in long liquidations. So, in short liquidations, sorry. So we can see that right now, the market is heavily set up for a liquidation event to the downside, right? Basically meaning there's so many longs in the market right now that market manipulators, or whatever you want to call it, in whales, a lot of people have a lot of different theories on who does this kind of thing, or maybe it's just generalized normal price action in the market, are very tempted to flush the market downwards, right, to grab all of that liquidity to the downside. So be aware that if you are in long positions right now, you are in a very, very dangerous position, because you don't want to be playing a game like this, right? When you have a massive imbalance in the liquidation map, you generally see that liquidation map return to normal. And the only way it's ever going to return to normal, where there's an equal balance, is by seeing liquidations, either the upside or the downside. Right now, we have an excessive amount of longs, which means a wick downwards, a very strong wick, or maybe even an extended correction downwards, is what's going to reset that liquidation map. So be very cautious if you were in long positions right now. Tight stop losses are probably what you're going to want to be doing. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you based on objective analysis of markets. When liquidation maps look like this, you generally do see downside price action. Okay, that's just a fact. And we can back that up. We can see the funding rates. Every single funding rate across all exchanges except for one, right, on Ethereum here, every single funding rate is heavily positive. Heavily positive. Now, this just goes ahead and supports what I just said about the liquidation map, a bunch. It means that basically people are just longing the hell out of the market right now. And when you have so many people longing, it means eventually the pendulum's going to flip to the other side. You're going to see those longs get liquidated, and you're going to see the market and funding rates return back to normal. That's the only way an uptrend can be considered healthy from a TA perspective. And this is why I go back to what I said at the start of the video. If TA works, there's no reason whatsoever here as to why we should not be seeing a drop downwards. It's just obviously what the market is begging for. You look at the monthly close, you look at Fear Greed Index, you look at the liquidation maps, you look at funding rates, you look even at the daily chart RSI. Look at the RSI here. Every time we've touched this level, 88 in the RSI, which we're basically very close to right now, we've seen a rejection, every single time except for, going back from December 2017, which was literally 7 years ago. We've rejected from this level every single time. So I think it's very clear that we are en route to seeing, I think route is the American way of saying it, so I apologize there with my Australian accent, but it is what we're going to be seeing is a drop downwards, and lots of liquidations of long positions, a healthy correction, and then continuing back to the upside. That's what we should be seeing based on, in my opinion, what is objective analysis. This is just objectively true. So we'll have to wait and see if we see it. Now, I'll tell you right now, if Bitcoin continues to the upside here, I will be in a bit of a predicament where I'm not really sure if TA will even matter that much past that point, and I might just stick to the macro trends. But right now, it's very clear to me that the shorter medium-term price action is begging for a correction, and we look at where that correction might take us, and we can look at something like the volume profile and understand that very easily. Where are the macro levels for the downside? Where are our support zones? We have a support zone at 57.5k, and we have a support zone at 53k. We also have support at 49k, but I don't think we'll go that low, okay? So I think 57.5 and 53k are the targets for a correction. I would be surprised, very surprised, if 57.5k was not reached. and I think 53k is kind of debatable based on the market environment we're in right now, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if we go there, or maybe even lower. But the problem is, as I said before, we're not really in a traditional TA-based market at the moment. So it's very difficult to give you exact targets as to where we might go, but the current targets I'm seeing, realistically, 49, 53, 57.5 if we're using basic TA analysis. So yeah, look, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Bitcoin here, because, I mean, right now, I can't tell you exactly when I'm expecting that correction to occur. I can't tell you if we're maybe going to go a little bit higher first, but it seems very obvious to me that before Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, a correction is what the charts are begging for. And we have, for example, these two ascending support lines in the Bitcoin hourly chart, which previously made an ascending channel formation. They've kind of extended across. They're still working out perfectly. If we break both these lines to the downside, I would expect that correction to be in play, and I would expect these targets to become active. Right now, the targets are not active yet. We need to see a breakdown. Those yellow lines are the breakdown activations of these targets. So if we break down those yellow lines, I see no reason why Bitcoin wouldn't go to at least 57.5, and then these 53 targets and 49k targets are on the table as well. 49k seems a little bit optimistic, pessimistic I should say. 53k certainly seems like it's on the table. So we'll have to wait and see how this progresses. I'll be keeping an eye on these yellow lines in the hourly chart. I'll be keeping an eye on greed and fear index, funding rates, the liquidation map. I'll be keeping an eye on everything in the upcoming videos, so please stay tuned. But guys, right now, this is a warning video, warning you that this uptrend, this vicious uptrend, probably will continue, but not without, pushback. And right now, we've seen a situation where we haven't had any pushback whatsoever. And the markets, in my opinion, the charts are clearly begging for it at some point over the next few days. So we'll have to wait and see. But guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, check out the VIP group on Telegram for altcoin trading signals. Check out the Crypto Academy, bull market sale if you want to learn how to trade, and the BingX and BitGet exchanges. BingX is global, non-KYC. BitGet is global KYC minus the USA and Canada. Referral links are down below. Thank you guys. Have a good one.